Hello and welcome to Meanwhile in the Falklands, the podcast exclusively from FITV, because no one else does a podcast called Meanwhile in the Falklands, do they? Why would they? No. So we're here, it's a Thursday morning. Do you know what? All our jobs done so quickly this morning. We are so on the money, aren't we, this morning?
On it. Oh my goodness, we're on it.
Hannah is busy editing the programme. Hannah, can you just give us a shout?
Hello.
That's Hannah. I'm here also with...
Katharyn.
Excellent. She's just finishing off a piece next door, aren't you?
Yes, yeah.
What are you doing?
It's about the Stone Run Marathon.
Which we will come to in a minute.
Yeah, we will.
And we've also gone down and plucked Steve from his office up the corridor.
Yes, Steve Foam's postbox aficionado.
You are indeed, yes. So it's been a exceptionally busy week, and followed from a very busy weekend. And this weekend doesn't look like it's going to let up either, does it?
No, it's constant filming. Very busy weekend.
Yes.
So
let's start with an apology to you, dear listener. If you're watching FITV and you watched last week, which was 5:07, and this week, which is 5:08, you may feel that we're looking a little bit grumpy, but we assure you we're not. Inside we're smiling, aren't we?
yeah, we don't hate the news. We just we just apparently don't smile enough on camera.
No, I was just saying to Hannah, because Hannah's just editing today, so it's me and Hannah are on the sofa this week, and Hannah's just remarked the fact that we both look really miserable when the other person's speaking. Now, I had a book somewhere, which I think somebody's nicked, about presenting, where it does say that you have to have that game showy thing on. Did you do anything like that at university with presenting skills?
I remember we did some voice training.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so we had our tutor was saying, imagine you're chewing a toffee and things like this to get your voice working. But I don't remember them sort of saying, oh yeah, you've got to really over-exaggerate your facial expressions. But,
so did you do warm-up exercises?
Yeah,
and things like
so we were shown sort of how to breathe properly and different techniques to sort of get through a sentence without sort of gasping in the middle if it's a really long sentence and things like that. But yeah, you always think that you're smiling when you're on camera, and then you look back and
you don't.
You're not.
There is a piece of paper that's attached to our camera that says "Smile or you look like a miserable cow," and it's very true. Anyway, the cry up from this week 5:08. Go and view it. £6 a month or £60 a year. It's nothing. Go and view it this week and tell me whether you think Hannah needs to have a haircut, because she feels that she does need to have a haircut. I don't think you do you? Oh, she can't hear. So yeah. Do you know what? Send us a message on social media about that.
I have to say, I've found out recently that Hannah has a fan club on the Pharos.
Does she?
She does have a fan club on the Pharos. So, Pharos fan club, if you can come
that name.
and email us or on social media and tell us whether Hannah needs a haircut.
Yes, because
if Hannah wants another trip to South Georgia, please let me go.
Yes, South Georgia was in the news. South Georgia was on BBC News, actually, in the week.
It was.
It was. I have to confess now that I recorded it for you, and our programme, our programme that records stuff on our TV, stopped after 26 minutes, just at the moment that they introduced the piece on South Georgia. So I did actually know about it because they put a call out on Twitter about 6 months ago. They were looking to get an artist to go down to South Georgia and do some paintings, to be like a resident artist down there for a few months. Because I follow a lady on Twitter that does these paintings of Yorkshire, I think, on the back of matchboxes. They're like little lovely miniature things. And I messaged her about it and said, I don't know whether you might be interested in this. But I don't know who's got it, but that was basically about it. And the fact that the whales are coming back, as we know, don't we, Katharyn?
Yes.
That the whales are coming back, and the southern right whales are coming back, and apparently some blue whales have been spotted down there.
Oh, wow.
What about the sei whales?
I'm not even going to venture into any dad jokes during this podcast, Stephen. Okay? So
I
just
kind
stop there
of
right
want to
there.
hear the joke that you've got about sei whales now.
Whales.
Sei whales.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. That's why we
that
don't.
one was quite bad. Yeah.
You need to see the warning signs, Katharyn. You need to recognise the warning signs and then just shut it down straight away so we don't go there. Anyway, Katharyn went on a whale watching trip
I did. I didn't spot any whales.
weeks ago.
It was
Oh, you're
weeks
giving
ago.
the
sorry,
punchline away now.
no, watch the news and find out if I saw any whales.
But you didn't.
No, unfortunately. We saw lots of dolphins. That was
Okay.
fun. Yeah, but yeah, I can't quite remember the whale watching trip now. It was so long ago.
It was quite a while
Yeah.
ago. It's been
Yeah.
bumped from
it
week
keeps
to
being
week.
bumped, but whale watching has finally gone out. As long as it doesn't get cut in the edit.
No, it'll be in, don't worry. So do you now know your Commerson's dolphins from your Peel's dolphins?
I'm still a bit not entirely. I think if I saw a picture of the two next to each other, I'd be able to get it. But just seeing them out in the open, I don't think I would be able to tell the difference. I think I need to go out on some more boats and see some more dolphins.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we can get you on the whale watching again, because today, listener, it's absolutely gorgeous. Blue skies, not a cloud in the sky. We've got the windows open. We sweltered in here when we recorded the news earlier because all the windows had to be shut. But it's absolutely beautiful. Can you imagine being on a boat? Well,
Yeah.
I can't because I don't do boats. But
Yeah,
that would be
really
marvellous,
nice
wouldn't
today. It's perfect weather for going out on the water,
Yeah.
sitting on a boat.
Might give FIC a quick call. So FIC and Penguin Travel do some whale watching trips down here, and we'll see if we can get you on again
Yeah,
and
that'd
see
be
if we can actually see some
Yeah.
whales this time. That'd be grand. Yeah, so last weekend, let's go back, cast your mind back to Saturday, which is a bit of a madness, wasn't it?
It was a very busy day on Saturday. Yeah, it was the final detonation of the landmines. So the Falklands are now mine free for the first time in 38 years.
Now, so you've not been here very long, have you?
No, I've not.
So this is going to be a whole new. It's not really going to be quite a thing for you. Whereas Steve and I have been here for over 10 years
just
now.
over 10 years now.
And the minefields are a real big thing, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they were. You sort of forget that. When we arrived, there were minefields at various places either side of the road to the military complex.
Yes.
And you drove through them, and you thought, okay.
Let's not come off the road here.
Let's definitely not come off the road here. But Yorke Bay, which opened up on the weekend, just beautiful.
Oh my
beautiful.
word, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Now, any viewers, any listeners listening to this, if you have a look at any reports on what happened last weekend, if you look at it and you don't see that beautiful white sand beach, turquoise water, then you are not seeing Yorke Bay, because we were there filming it and taking photographs, and it was. You've been on there since then, haven't you?
Me and Hannah, we've gone and done some walking on the beach, and it's so nice down there. It's quite windy. We were in the sand dunes, and all the sand was blowing in our face. But it's really nice, and we found the penguins. There's some gentoos down there, so that's really nice. But it's just such a nice place to walk, and like you say, the water's just bright blue, and if it wasn't windy, it would feel so tropical.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really nice.
I
really
think you
nice
might find the
to walk.
FITV team will be down at Yorke Bay this afternoon, because by the looks of things, Hannah's getting through that very, very quickly. So we can go and take some shots down there as well. Absolutely gorgeous down there. You looked at me a bit funny then.
I was just going to say, but mind the quicksand.
Yeah, Hannah fell in the quicksand. Unfortunately, I didn't take a picture of it because I was pulling her out of the quicksand.
What is it with FITV people and quicksand? Because Ollie had to be pulled out by Kyle when he first came down here. They went down to the Lady Elizabeth, and he stuck his foot. He was knee deep in quicksand down there as well. What's going on? Just stay away. Stay away from the
Quicksand
sand.
is one of those things that you hear about it when you're little, and you're always told, don't go anywhere near quicksand, and you think it's going to play a really big part in your life, and then it doesn't, and it's a bit like, well, why did I learn all this stuff about quicksand? I've got here, and now quicksand is an actual danger that I have to be, and I've forgotten all of my quicksand survival techniques.
Oh, I need to look at that woman on YouTube. She does this where she actually gets everyone goes and stands in the quicksand, and she shows you how to get out.
Oh, that's
So I
awesome.
need to look at that and see how to do that. Anyway, so that was Saturday. Manic. Everyone was up. So you and Hannah were at the business end, weren't you?
Yes. So Hannah was filming the explosion, and I was filming the button presser. So that was great. So I didn't actually see the explosion because it happened behind me.
Oh, no.
So yeah, I did turn around, have a quick look, and saw all the smoke. But yeah, so I was filming the button pusher, and it was a little 3-year-old
Yeah.
John, he won the competition to press a button, so that's quite nice for him, quite
yeah.
exciting.
So there's another little girl who, I think she's only 3 or 4, who won the snipping the ribbon. So she cut the rope to the ribbon to go onto the beach, and then she ran onto the beach. And I actually caught up with her mum and said, do you think she would say something? Because she's only little. Do you think she'd say something? What are her words like? And she went, oh, yeah, I'll ask her. And so her mother had said to her, well, what did you just do? And she went, I opened the beach. And unfortunately, she'd gone. And I said, oh, okay, I'll come and catch up with you in a minute. And unfortunately, she'd gone home, obviously a bit too pooped for the day. So she'd gone. But that would have been lovely.
Yeah.
But everyone's on the beach. You filmed the sports on the beach.
I did. There was cricket and football being played, which I thought was really nice.
I thought that was lovely.
Yeah. So the cricket club and the football club went down there and had an impromptu game or two.
Yeah.
There was only one thing on the beach that was upset by the whole thing, and that was the oyster catcher that had decided to lay its egg in the middle of it all, and it was used to a nice, quiet, no humans on the beach, and suddenly 500 plus turn up all at once, and it was going manic.
Oh no!
Oh, that's quite sad.
Ollie was on one of the platforms at Gypsy Cove with the drone, hoping to get the drone over. So he'd timed it all beautifully, got the drone up to get those first people coming on the beach, and then his drone, because it was cold and windy, and the drone was obviously having to do a lot of work to stay online, so the battery was draining down. So he had a 20-minute window, plus FIGAS had said he could have until 2:20 to do it. So he had to bring it back. So unfortunately, he did get a few people coming onto the beach, but not the shots we ideally wanted, unfortunately.
No, but I took a fantastic shot where everybody went onto the beach. They went through 2 huge sand mounds.
Yeah.
And it was like
Dodging the quicksand, obviously.
Obviously dodging the quicksand, but it was like the doors opening to Narnia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was, and or let's say the Shire in front of you. That sort of shot that you see on a cinematic, and I captured that with all the people going.
Well done,
really
Steve.
good.
So nice stuff.
I think it was nice. We got to go before they exploded the mines to go put a GoPro next to the mines, and it was going to be an amazing shot because it was right next to it, and collected the GoPro after it had all been detonated. The GoPro hadn't moved. That SD card had broken.
Oh,
so we lost that nice close explosion
shot.
shot.
So GoPro people, if you're listening to this, look,
this is a plug.
Apple's not giving us any phones, so we don't know. I don't think they're even listening to this. But GoPro people, send us down your Hero. Is it Hero 6 or Hero 5 that are on now?
Yeah, the nice new GoPro, please.
Whatever the nice GoPro, send it down to us, please.
And I have to say, I did use my iPhone for the shots.
I think we all were on iPhones,
So despite the lack of iPhones coming our way from Apple, we are still.
We're still on the 11s. Apple, come on.
Yeah, we need some more.
We need some 12s going down there. We were all on our because you've got an 11, haven't you? And
yes,
Hannah was on her 11. You were on your 11, and that with alongside Canon 5Ds, which are absolutely beautiful and really Canon. I just love you. You're fantastic as well. Let's just plug them, Canon.
While we're plugging it, can I just plug the fact that the Falklands, is one of the few places in the world that can have a live music event. Because, yes, so I would like to say, any of the major musicians in the world, if you're happy to come and quarantine for 14 days, come down here, stay at the Malvina House Hotel, and then have a live music event which FITV can air and put out to the whole
Brilliant.
world.
Right, who do we want? Can we have the darkness down? Because the fake Justin Hawkins follows me.
Right, get the real Justin Hawkins following you.
Well, could after this. We need to hashtag that when we stick this up. Anyway, so darkness people. Ed Sheeran. Who else do we want?
Oh, Ed Sheeran, yes, please.
Yeah, he's nice. We don't need too much equipment.
I'm fine with the Bangles.
Are the Bangles still around?
No, but they can reform as far as I'm concerned.
So listen, guys. What you do is you come down on the air bridge, which is a little bit hit and miss because the weather is, can be a bit potty sometimes. So you come down, you get in a bus, you get taken to the Malvina House Hotel, which is a beautiful hotel here in Stanley. You get one of the sea view rooms on the bottom thing. So you've got a little balcony thing. In front of you is that gorgeous piece of grass, so you can get out and enjoy the sunshine. You've got a gorgeous view of the harbour, lovely food for 2 weeks, and then you're out there and you can, it's just fantastic.
And you can come out into society and the world is normal.
Yeah, the world is normal. We'll set you up with
a pub, you can hug people, you can shake hands with them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's...
You can do a whole gig down here. It'll be brilliant.
Yeah, come down. Charter a private jet and come down.
That's a bit too much. I'm getting on the
Ed
bridge.
Sheeran's probably got one.
Oh, okay. So that was that. Anyway, that was Saturday. We diverged a little bit on that live music thing, but that was Saturday. And then Stone Run Marathon. I'm really sorry. I'm going to do a big apology.
Hang on.
Big apology to. Hang on a minute. A big apology to Ollie, because I said everyone had to be there to do the filming of the Stone Run Marathon, which was going to start at 8:30. So we needed to get interviews before then. So we needed to be there for 8 o'clock, which meant we had to leave town at 7:30, which means we were getting up at some god-awful time in the morning. And then that morning I just went, actually, we just need 2 of us. It'll be fine. So it was Katharyn and I that did it. But so a big apology to you, Ollie.
Well,
and
I'm
Tom.
going to have another hang on here.
Okay, go on.
Well, first of all, it wasn't just you and Katharyn that did it. I came along.
You are a driver. Oh, yeah, I remember you were there.
Oh, yeah. I was
How
there.
the car was moving.
Yeah, you know, and providing you with coffees. And
I think the best thing was when we got there, and it was like, we got there about 8:15, didn't we? And the walkers were just about to set off. So we filmed the walkers set off, and I got back in the car and I went, right, we've got to be here now. We've got to wait for the runners to set off. And that's going to be 9:30. It's like, let's just go back into town and get a coffee and come back again.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful out here. I can't even begin to describe the vistas.
Paula's word of the week.
Yeah, word of the week. The vistas that you get driving along that MPA road. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And it was misty and it was cold and it was a little bit rainy. But my goodness, didn't it look gorgeous?
We almost forgot to film the runners. It was that gorgeous.
So Steve was our driver, and every so often I'd just yell, "Stop that car! Look at this vista, look at this mountain, look at this sweep, look at this." I'm using gestures now. Look at the sweep, look at the mist. It was gorgeous. Is it looking gorgeous?
It looks really nice editing it. Yeah, it's quite a long piece because there's so many vistas. I just can't cut them all out.
Excellent.
So,
well, that's what we need.
Yeah.
More vistas in life. Yeah. So that was our Sunday, really. So, listener, I'm ever so sorry. We have been very, very busy. Ollie's in Darwin at the moment, and look at the weather. It's just fantastic. So I hope he's got some really nice. I hope he's managed to get some hares. Last week he commented the fact that hares weren't they quick. He'd not. I said, did you not know the story of the hare and the tortoise and stuff like that? He went, just even think about it. But yeah, so he's been doing that this week, which is nice, not being long.
I bet he's got something else as well. I bet he's got stunning vistas.
I bet he has.
Because there's quite some stunning vistas around there.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh, the vistas
I
down
said
in
to him,
Darwin.
get some nice low shots of Darwin Lodge, switch the lights off in Darwin Lodge, and if you've got a clear night, you're going to get that Milky Way going right across like a... Listener, if you're living in here, Ed Sheeran and Justin Hawkins, you listen to this, right? So you're in the UK and you think you've seen the Milky Way. You have not seen the Milky Way.
No.
You come down here to the Falkland Islands where there's hardly any light pollution. There's hardly any pollution, full stop. You've got a nice clear night. It is a absolute thick silver ribbon right across the sky. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, so it was the other month there was a new moon, so no moon in the sky.
Yeah.
Clear nights. We went and stood by the totem pole, just looked up, and so many stars in the sky. It's
More
amazing.
stars than you can shake a stick at.
Amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who is the doctor who, and I'm not talking about Doctor Who here, but the doctor who is, according to you, quite good looking?
Oh, Brian Cox.
Brian
Professor.
Cox.
Professor Brian Cox.
Get yourself down here.
Yes.
You know, with Ed Sheeran, so you see a good gig as well.
No, look, let's get the darkness down.
you can
Sorry,
see all
never mind Ed Sheeran. Let's get the darkness down. Darkness and Brian Cox will be
Brian
well
Cox
away.
has a really nice voice.
Isn't he got
It's
a really
just so
calming,
soothing.
isn't it?
Yeah, my mum likes Brian Cox
Yeah.
because he's got such a soothing
He has.
voice.
He's got a really reassuring voice. It's like, don't worry, don't be afraid of science. I will
So,
explain
Can
it
we
to
just,
you.
can we
Mum.
just bring him here just to like stress relief? Just sit him on the sofa. You can just talk to us when we're really stressed.
So
I
basically,
think that's a good idea.
message to Katharyn's mom, right, we're trying to organise you to get on a private jet with Professor Brian Cox to
And
come
the
down to
darkness.
the Falklands and the darkness.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So that will all be great. Yeah,
That'll
this
be in the
may or may
podcast
not
next
work.
week.
Yeah. Yeah, so you look at that. That's what you do in lockdown. When you're in quarantine at the Malvina House Hotel, you go on that front grassy bit and watch the stars. Anyway, unfortunately, let's do the little serious bit now. We have got 3 cases of COVID in the Falklands, positive cases at the moment. They are all people who came from the UK and they are in quarantine. So these were surveillance swabs that were taken while they were in quarantine and picked up the fact that they're positive for COVID. They have not set foot out of their quarantine place. So it's not like it's rife here at all. It's just people, and it's quarantine has worked just as it should have done. Just as it should have done. So they are being looked after and made sure they're okay. But there's just the 3 people there. From 2 flights, wasn't it? 2 flights that came in.
Yeah, 2 flights and but like you say, the whole quarantine process
all worked.
has worked very, very well.
There's no quarantine in town, and as I say, we're just practically back to normal, really, aren't we? So the Hillside Art Show was on last night, which you had a little sneak peek during the day, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
But we couldn't go to the one in the evening, and it was actually the new Commander of the British Forces. It was his first kind of
big event
outing, wasn't it? Because we weren't there, because we all went to the cinema to watch.
We did again.
We're there all the time, aren't we?
We are watching 18+ films as well.
Yeah. So this was a drag documentary that FITV put together from the previous Drag Stravaganza show that was last year and the year before, and sort of piecing it all together.
Yes, and I want to mention this because obviously FITV are going into a recruitment for a replacement broadcast journalist.
We are.
We are. So that will. So if you are interested in coming to the Falklands, please apply. But also,
they might be listening to this.
Exactly. So where else in the world could you do a documentary film and have it displayed on a national cinema to a full audience?
It was a sellout. It was a sellout.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. The opportunities here in the Falklands are incredible.
Yes. So if you are applying for the job that is currently available at FITV, I'm just going to give you a little hint. I think if you go to a website called beingRitaSeagull.wordpress.com, and in amongst there is just a little top sort of 12, I think, tips with regards to your CV, and I think just have a quick look at it, because there are some things that maybe you should put in your CV and some things that you may not put in your CV. I think we'll just leave it like that. Have a look and see that, because nobody likes Oprah Winfrey quoted in a CV. I don't know if that's what they told you at university.
No, they said not to. I mean, they didn't mention quoting people, but I just assumed that you wouldn't do that.
It says there's some odd covering letters. Or did you get given lessons on how to apply for jobs and stuff?
It was just sort of like you went and spoke to tutors and asked for some advice, and they helped you with your CV and sort of personal tutor things. They'd have a look over it with you and things like that. But we didn't actually have specific lectures saying this is how you write a CV, this is what you put in it. It was more sort of you just went to the tutors and said, help me please.
Okay.
I want to get a job.
I think when we do interview people, we like to put them at their ease, don't we? And I think maybe we do that very well sometimes, because I do remember a certain candidate who, at the end of the interview, we asked them if they had any more questions, and they said no.
This is a video.
We thanked them, and then they said, as their parting shot, as we switched the video off, was "love you." And,
bye, love you.
And I was just.
Steve and I looked at each other and went, "Did he just say what?"
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So.
But listen, spell your things correctly, and that's British spelling and not American spelling. If you're going to copy and paste from other documents, please match the fonts and match the font size, because that is just just a little bit sloppy, I feel. And have a look what we require and stick that in your CV. Do you think, Steve, because obviously you've seen many CVs over the year, both for FITV and other businesses, do you think that there's a difference between, say, looking for financial people and, you know, other, you can't just have one CV that sells all?
You've got to tailor your CV. You've got to tailor your CV to the role, because let's face it, every role is different, you know, and certainly a financial director's role is very different from a broadcast journalist's role, for instance. So it's no good just making your CV up and flinging it out there, because, you know,
don't be flinging your CVs.
In 95% of cases, you will not meet the requirements because you haven't addressed the specific requirements for that job, like the requirement to have a full driving licence.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
And if you don't mention that on your CV and it's an essential requirement, then you may find that you've not, but even though you have it, you may not find that you're going forward. Exactly.
And I've had many CVs of, not many, as I've seen many CVs over the years, and normally they're very good. They know who to address it to, dear Mrs. Phones, dear Paula, whatever. I did get one that said, dear Sir, Madam. Okay, so it's obviously their standard covering letter. But it said, I'm very excited about this job at Endemol. It's like, we're not Endemol. So that was straight. And my attention to detail is great. Yeah, it's not. So that's there. Also, don't rely on the... these are all the top tips at being Rita Seagull, by the way, is also have a look at your spell check, because dairy is actually a word, and so is diary. So diary management and dairy management, two different things.
Yes.
Two different things. So, yeah, have a look at that and see what's going on. Anyway, let's move on from that. And what are you doing tomorrow, Katharyn?
I need to look at the board and see, what am I doing tomorrow? I think we've got a day off tomorrow.
You have got a day off?
Yay!
What are you going to do? You're going to go down to Yorke Bay?
I might go down to Yorke.
On your own, though, because the quicksand.
Yeah, I need to let someone know where I was before I went, just in case I don't come back. No, it's so much free time, we don't know what to do with it.
It's a whole day. I don't know what you're going to do. Whole day.
I hope the weather's good for it.
Yeah.
I'm really worried that it'll get to tomorrow, it'll be rainy, it'll be windy, I'll just have to spend the whole day inside the house cleaning.
Oh, that's not good.
Which won't be fun.
No. Saturday there is an NPC open day, but we're not going to go to that. We're going to have a rest on there. The Tabernacle Church have got a fundraiser for the for cancer charity. Their soup is legendary.
Soup and a roll.
So we are going down there for soup and a roll at the Tabernacle fundraiser.
Tabernacle soup and a roll.
See, that's what they could be doing. The darkness. Stop plugging Ed Sheeran when we want the darkness down here.
I also want Ed Sheeran though, please.
Even for a little poll up, are you Ed Sheeran or are you the darkness? You know, what's going on? And there's also a MasterChef thing, which I think Ollie's going to cover, but we don't need a lot of that. But Sunday, James Bacaldo is coming to our house, and it's your birthday, Steve, by the way. I didn't know you were aware of that.
Yes, I've sort of had the celebration, so yes. Yeah,
so James is going to come to our house and he's going to cook 3 items for us that we can then put on over Christmas when Hannah and I are in the UK and you're all on your own.
Yes, just
Katharyn.
leaving me all on my Todd.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. At least I'll have the cooking to put out.
You'll be great. It'll be great. Looking next week, it's not looking, well, other than my hair, having my hair done on Wednesday, talking about hair
you could go with Hannah.
But next weekend is just as busy. I mean, we've got the Advent Market at the Christchurch Cathedral. There's the fire engine pull, the legendary fire engine pull, which is just always a treat. And also a classic vehicle show. Nigel Leach is doing this, organised this classic. We've never had a motor show here. Have you ever been to a motor show, Steve?
Yes, yes, definitely. Went to the one at the AC many years ago. Fascinating.
Okay, well, there's supposed to be lots of classic Land Rovers and emergency vehicles and tractors and all sorts down there. So that actually went quite good. On the Sunday, I mean, Ollie is just going to go mad over this, is Map Day. They're doing this Map Day event. Again, I've never known a Map Day event down here before. So he's going to be covering that. So it's all, and then we're practically into December.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Now, talking of December, we should mention the Fitbit challenge, right?
Okay.
Because Hannah and Katharyn have been participating in a Fitbit challenge.
Yes.
A daily one and a weekly one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think that's a fantastic thing for all our listeners to participate in.
Yeah, but do you know what? Our listener doesn't really engage with us too much.
No, but this is
They're too busy walking a dog.
Fantastic way to engage, because it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can participate in the Fitbit challenge.
In the Fitbit challenge.
Number of steps.
Yeah.
So if you're really interested, get in contact with us. Hannah and Katharyn will add you to the Fitbit group.
We will.
And we can say, let's say the first week in December, have a international FITV Fitbit challenge with a prize.
Yeah.
Now we're not sure what the prize will be, but we could have a prize.
I don't know, but there is a few people in this office who don't possess Fitbits. So Fitbit, send us some Fitbits
Oh,
because we haven't got any. No, I don't know. I go between thinking it's the best thing ever and wondering whether I should actually do it. So you've got a Fitbit, haven't you? Is it the minefield? Hey, look at what I did there. Is it the minefield that I think it is in buying a Fitbit?
It wasn't that difficult to buy the Fitbit.
To choose which one?
No, I just went for the one that had GPS on it, so I could track runs and walks and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think it's the same one Hannah's got. So I was just like, I'll go for this one. I mean, there's not many options down here.
No.
There was only a couple of Fitbits in the shop, so I just went for this one. But no, at the time I thought buying a Fitbit was a great idea, and I was really excited about it. And then when I realised that Hannah was going to start these Fitbit challenges, and she's been dragging me for walks before work in the morning, at lunchtime, in the evening, I went on a 15-kilometre walk the other day. The last day off I had on Friday, went on a 15-kilometre walk, and my Fitbit ran out when I was 5k from home. So I lost out on so many steps because my Fitbit ran out of battery. So now I'm sort of a bit like, kind of regretting buying a Fitbit because I've had to go out on so many walks. It's ridiculous. I haven't had a moment to sit down.
But you have to say you weren't regretting your Fitbit on the daily challenge.
No, when I
won. You won.
No, that was,
and Hannah had to clean your car.
that was pretty great.
Wasn't there things like you knew that Hannah had gone to bed, so you went out for a walk and it was dark?
Hannah had told me that she's like, I go to bed around 10, and it got to sort of 9:30. I was like, Hannah won't be out walking now. She'll go to bed. So it got to around 9:30. I thought I'm just going to go for a walk around the block. And got up to 20,000 steps, beat her.
So that's another thing, listener, when you're listening to this and thinking, do I go down to the Falklands or not? As a female walking on your own at night when it's dark, it's absolutely perfectly safe, even with headphones on.
Yeah, it's weird. I was walking along, I was like, oh, should I be doing this at night by
just
myself?
wouldn't do
And I was like, I can.
You just wouldn't do it in the UK, would you?
No.
No, but you did. Now I know you won the daily challenge.
I did lose the weekly challenge.
But the weekly challenge. So how did the Sunday roast go?
We didn't actually make the Sunday roast because we were so busy at the weekend we didn't have a chance. But Paula's told me how to cook a shoulder of lamb, and I told Hannah very proudly that when we've got a free Sunday I will cook the lamb. And she's like, I don't like lamb. So now I don't know what to cook. I don't know what to cook for the Sunday lunch, so I think I'm just going to get them all a sandwich from Shorty's or something. They're not going to eat the lamb that I'm going to cook them. Then they can just have a sandwich.
I'm sure they will.
Right.
Once it's in there and smelling gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean they said cook a Sunday roast. I'll do that. If they don't eat it, it's up to them.
Yeah, well, that's right.
But it's a good point here that listener, if you're going to compete in the Fitbit challenge, let us know what the winner or the loser could do as a sort of penalty, I suppose, or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we said, they cooking the Sunday roast, or or cleaning the car,
do something
like that.
Excellent. Right, we've whittled on for far too long on this, but it has been.
No, we haven't.
And we managed to only, and that was your fault, Katharyn. We only dipped into a dad joke once. So now you know the warning signs,
yes,
so we're all on top of that. If you want to know what we're talking about, you need to watch episode 508 of Falklands in Focus. You go to fitv.co.fk and click on our channel. And when you purchase it, it's £6. It's for the whole month, and that means you can watch as many episodes as you like during that month, and then you'll be billed for the second month. Or you can do a year subscription, which is only £60, which is like nothing really. So join us next week and see what we've been up to. Until then, stay safe, wash your hands and do everything else.
Bye for now.
Bye.